Hey everybody, we're back again. I need to let you know, yesterday when I did Kingdom of Desire, there was some stuff going on that it really seemed like the right thing for me to do because I really couldn't really focus. So it was great just to show that because Rosano, one of my puppies, was sick yesterday and I had him in the vet for x-rays. He loves toys, and he had one toy that had a couple little parts to it that apparently he swallowed one. And he got up yesterday and vomited it up. But he was so lethargic and just couldn't eat, couldn't do anything. And took him to the vet, and they said there was some kind of an obstruction in him. And I was just afraid this was going to turn into surgery and all kinds of stuff. But so they said just monitor him overnight. So I didn't sleep last night. I was just basically focused on the pup. And this morning he went outside and he pooped out the other part of this toy. And suddenly was like kind of running around the yard and seemed to like bounce right back to normal again. But they had me bring him back into the vet this morning just to re-x-ray him and have a radiologist look at it, and they said no, he's completely clear. So anything small toy-wise I've thrown away, and I never had this happen before. But it was really scary. But yesterday I was, needless to say, somewhat distracted by dealing with all that. So but I'm feeling better today because my boy is well, and he came home because he hadn't eaten in like a day and a half. So he gobbled up a bunch of food, and now he's completely sacked out with his brother in the den. So I'm a happy camper. But so I'm going to get on with today for us. When we toured in 1990 on the But Serious tour with Phil Collins, for me, one of the highlight gigs we played on that tour, and it was a massive tour. It was almost a year out there on the road. But one of the coolest gigs we played was the Knebworth Festival outside of London. It's a great charity, and just everything about it was great. But the lineup, when you arrive at a gig, and I wrote everybody down here just so I wouldn't forget anybody. So we show up there, and the bill for the day is Eric Clapton, Phil Collins, Status Quo, Paul McCartney and Wings, Tears for Fears, Elton John, Pink Floyd, Robert Plant, Cliff Richard and the Shadows, Dire Straits, and Genesis. Not a bad lineup for an afternoon. It was amazing. But one of the things that was really cool is we played Phil's set, and then Genesis played, but then we combined Phil's band and Genesis together and did Turn It On Again. And the day before we had gotten together and rehearsed, because we did, as Turn It On Again kind of resolved, we went into a Motown section that was so much fun to work up. And it was just like one song after another, snippets of all of them. And it's on YouTube. If you pull up Knebworth 1990, Phil Collins, Turn It On Again, it'll be there. But, having Tony and Mike on stage too with us was really cool. I mean, those guys are so great. It's so much fun. And the crowd just, really, really dug seeing this whole package together with the horns and Chester and singers and everything. So it was really fun. And then, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Turn It On Again. It's really a cool tune. The Genesis original version of it, I don't think there's any bass in it. I think it was probably done with either Taurus pedals or some kind of a synth setting. I know live they've done it with it, because on that tour I also was using my Taurus pedals and my MIDI step pedals, going through a Proteus 2 brain, where I could do like really deep kind of subharmonic orchestral parts with my feet. I love having all that rig, that whole rig. I mean, just this display in front of me of all these pedals and things was really cool, and it was perfect for that tour. But when I checked out the actual, from Duke, I checked out the Genesis version of it, and it's just the synth bass. So I'm just gonna play my way of playing that along with them. But it was such a fun gig, just sitting there in the wings. I remember going to the canteen area where they were serving food and stuff. And I look over the table, and there's Paul McCartney and Linda sitting there. And I just thought, maybe I'll go get some broken glass and break it all there, and I can crawl through that glass to their table to introduce myself. And because Paul had a major effect on my headspace and what I thought about, pop music when the Beatles hit. And I was actually an usher at the Hollywood Bowl when the Beatles played at the Hollywood Bowl, so I actually got to see the Beatles live. But so I'm going over to his table, and as I get close to the table, he looks up and he goes, "Oh man, Lee Sklar, I always wanted to meet you." And I said, "Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me." I said, this is my moment. And I started groveling and stuff. And it was really fun because we've bumped into each other a number of times since then and kind of always laugh about it. And he really still gets a kick out of the fact that I was an usher at the bowl when they played there. But so I'm going to go ahead and I am going to play Turn It On Again. Or Turn It On. That's probably Paul calling just to say, "What the hell are you talking about?" If it's not him, he's probably embarrassed and hung up now. Okay, Paul. We'll talk to you later. Okay. Turn It On Again. I love that. I mean, it's so simple, just pumping along, but God, it's when you're playing it live, it just rocks. And just quick little turnarounds. And when we did it, when we did the Motown section of the song at Nebworth, Phil was like just at the height of his ham bone at that point. He was down with his like his Blues Brother kind of vibe. And when we started the medley, it's really great. It's really fun. And at the end of it, he goes back and sits at the drums and he joins Chester. And man, it is just, it's so good. It is so much fun. And we had such a great time at this gig. But it was one of those things like you're a kid in the candy store walking around just looking at all these other artists who have, you know, meant so much to you in your life. It's a trip. So I just wanted to run that. I was digging up a bunch of stuff. There's some really wonderful songs that we did with Karla Bonoff that I want to do. There's a bunch more Phil stuff that I want to get to, and some more Toto. I have a great Toto story to tell you about our kind of tribulations and travails of getting from Los Angeles to Bodø, Norway, which turned out to be one of the most unbelievable experiences of my life. But I'll tell you that story when I get to the next Toto song. But so it's kind of a nice short little visit today. So I hope everybody does well, has a good one. It's really hot in LA. I mean, it's probably hot in a lot of places, but for those of you that are on Fahrenheit, it's going to be in the high 90s, close to 100 degrees. And it's just, man, when you are kind of all this, it's like wearing building insulation around you. So heat and I are not great friends. I'm a real cold person. It might be my Eastern European stock, you know, my genetic thing. But you know, I'm really good. I drive everybody crazy when we're on the road. Everybody's walking around like 4 jackets and mufflers and hats, and I'm still in a t-shirt out there, and they all just look at me and just shake their heads. And I go, what? But as soon as it gets hot, you know, I'm really not in my comfort zone, as one would say. But so I'm going to wish everybody a great day, and man, my heart's still with everybody out there. I notice here on the news they're talking about it. Numbers are really starting to climb of cases of COVID. It's people are kind of acting like it's gone. We're healed. It's gone. And the scientists are saying, no, it's digging in for the long haul. So I'm very, very concerned for the future and seeing people out there acting like it's the day before this struck. So I just want everybody to be well and take care of yourselves and those you care about. And just think about the people that are still in harm's way, trying to give you as much normalcy as you possibly can get in this life. So take good care, and I'm not sure what we'll do tomorrow, but it might be Karla. Karla's so good. She's such a great one of the best songwriters, and I loved recording with her. She's really somebody quite special. So lots of thoughts here. Paul Williams, yeah, it's great. It's great. It's fun. I'm having a great time, and I hope you are too. So I will talk to you soon. So off we go.